Hey everyone, welcome to week 2, and we are going to be getting into Design Explorer today. It's going to be amazing. This week, some of you may find some of these tutorials a little overwhelming, but this is like a one-time only thing that you just gotta suffer through to get Design Explorer set up. Just take it step by step. We have these tutorials to guide you through them, but we've also put these instructions in the syllabus. So from the syllabus, over here, navigate down to week 2, and under files, we have this instructions file, and we're just going to walk through it in this tutorial. You'll notice, FYI, all of this is covered in this week's tutorials, but you already know that because you're watching the tutorial. So the first link here is to an example of Design Explorer. Design Explorer is open source software developed at Core Studio within Thornton Tomasetti. These guys are fantastic. They are an engineering firm responsible for a ton of projects all over the world. We work with them closely at KPF. They have the TT Toolbox plugin for Grasshopper. And so this link just tells you a little bit about Design Explorer, and there's also a demo that you can click on here. And this is the actual Design Explorer interface, which looks terrible on my tiny laptop. But what you will see here is this is called a parallel coordinates plot, and it's all of your inputs on the left. And you can see how this is organized because they've run out a data set that combines all sort of possible permutations of those inputs. So you're seeing a very orderly sort of matrix here of all the possible combinations of depth, height, orientation, window to wall ratio, some other factor here. I don't know what SHD is. And then these are all of the outputs or the dependent variables. And you can clamp them by making a selection. Let's say you want only the top guys here, and then you can take only the top guys here, and it starts to narrow down your design space. And that's how you effectively filter through your data set to look for trends. So you can see these options that perform well here, take a dip, come back up, sort of in the middle across these other variables. And then you can explore and filter through, and you can click on options to see a larger JPEG image, or actually probably PNG. All the attributes. There's also a 3D option here. This is a JSON file. It is possible to export these directly from Grasshopper. We're not going to do that. We've cut that out of the tutorial because we felt like it was just a lot of confusing code, and we found that oftentimes we don't use that at work. We're pretty much focused on the data up here in the parallel coordinates plot, and the image is just enough to sort of give you a quick glance at what that iteration or design candidate looks like. If for some reason in your project the 3D JSON is critical, or if you're just curious about it, let us know. We can easily show you how to do that, but again, we've left it out this semester. So to set this up, Design Explorer, as you noticed, is a web-based platform, which is fantastic because you can share that data with the client, with your collaborators, with other stakeholders, like a municipal organization, the Department of City Planning, somebody like that. And so it really sort of democratizes the data in that way by creating a sort of cross-disciplinary platform for collaboration. You guys are not going to be expected to host that data. I don't know if you guys have your own AWS accounts or what have you. So we're just going to host it locally. But what that means is that you have to download a whole bunch of code. So the first step, and basically you're going to run it all off the C drive on your laptops or desktops or whatever computer you're using. So the first step is to download this code here. And you can just download it from Google Drive. And what you're going to want to do, I've already done this, so we don't actually have to wait for this to download. But what you're going to do is just put it in a folder on your C drive. this is the only really critical step here. If you're working off a network drive, which you probably aren't, because, I don't know, it's GSAP and you just have a laptop, that's fine. You're probably working off your C drive anyways. But like at work for us, we have all of these network drives, and you want to make sure that you're on your C drive. So for me, I'm in my C drive. I've dropped in this Design Explorer code. This is what it looks like. These are all the files that will come with that download. That's fine. This data file or directory is the most important one. And within that, you're going to create your own project folder. And so basically for every new project or even every new data set of your project as you develop new simulation runs every week, you're going to need to make a new folder, and that's what I've done here. And in that folder, we'll walk through all of this, but basically you're going to have all of your data in a CSV, and you're going to have all of your images that you run out from your simulation, and then you'll also have this options file, which is a JSON file. And so you're going to want to download this as well. Now, you can fine-tune this if you know how to code and you're comfortable in a JSON file. You can use a text editor. We use Atom. It's a free text editor. You can probably use like Sublime Text, or there's a whole bunch. But none of that matters. All you need to do is download this one that we've provided for you, and everything will be fine. What I would recommend that you do is you save it here in your data directory, and then you'll just copy and paste it you don't need to change anything. Just copy and paste it directly into each directory every time you have a new data set. So we need to install a couple of things to basically, because Design Explorer is a web-based platform, it's running on JavaScript, but we're going to run it locally. So you're going to go to nodejs.org. I don't know how to code in JavaScript. I don't really know what any of this stuff does. You don't need to know either. We have people on our team that are much better at this stuff. We actually have our own forked version of Design Explorer that we've tweaked over the years. But all you need to do is the same thing that I've done, which is just download this version here and just walk through the installation. It's really straightforward. And once that's up and running, you're going to do one more thing here. This is HTTP server, and this is what's actually going to launch the locally hosted version of Design Explorer. And so again, if this is all like a little overwhelming, don't worry about it. Just take it slow. Watch this tutorial a couple of times. Walk through the steps that we have for you. You'll get there. You only need to do it once. You don't really need to understand why these things are working the way they are. All of the other tutorials we show you are going to be like in Grasshopper, sort of with things that you'll be using every day. But here, what you're going to do is you just copy and paste this, and then you're going to open the command line, which is a little scary for a lot of people because you've probably seen, like movies or something where someone's hacking and they're like typing a whole bunch of stuff into the command line. But all you have to do, just open the command line again, just hit your Windows key, command prompt, just cut and paste that and hit enter. I've already done it, so I don't want to do it again because I don't know if it'll screw things up. But just hit enter and it'll run and it'll install, and it's literally that easy. That's all you need to do to install that. When we are actually launching a version of Design Explorer, we'll go back. We'll do a little bit more command line work, but you'll get to feel like a hacker. It'll be super cool. And really, that's it. That's all you have to do to get everything installed on your machine. You just get your files here, put them on your C drive. You get you create a new project directory, get your options.json file, install Node, and install HTTP server. And that's it. And so the next tutorial will actually go through creating a Grasshopper definition and running it out and launching Design Explorer. Okay.